We've cracked the code on the S&P 500, and it could make you over 100%, possibly even over 200%. Stay tuned. All right, what up, Tycoons? This is Tycoon Network, where we specialize in trading stock options and providing education on stock market investing to help others achieve financial success. Now, you're looking at the ES, which is the S&P 500 futures. Once again, you can trade SPX or SPY with this, all right? Now, if you're looking for targets for SPX, just subtract 56, all right? From any of these targets, subtract like around 56, 55, 56, and you'll get your SPX target. All right. Now, what we're looking at is basically a huge cup and handle that we broke out of. Now, what we did was we broke down the 2020 crash, and we see that, keeping it simple, that's what I like, keeping it simple and as accurate as possible. So we see back here, we had a ugly cup and handle. All right, boom. You could say V-shaped recovery, but then we created this handle right here and then broke out, and then we retested right there. You see? So that's touching, that's touching, that's touching, that's touching. We got, 4 touches on the monthly chart before we even broke out on November, possibly, November. All right. Now we've got above, and then we retested that trend line, as you can see, held above it, respected it in February of 2021, and then we took off. All right. Now, when you see we took off, we actually got to the middle portion. We actually got to price target number 1, 41.70, then got to the middle chop portion, pulled back a little bit, pulled back up to price target number 2, and actually exceeded it a little bit. You can see up here, exceeded it just a little bit, created a new all-time high, and then we pulled back after we hit price target number 2. Okay, so we had that pullback, which was to the 50 SMA. As you can see, we tested that 50 SMA. That's where we bounced off of to make a big rally, and we've been rallying ever since 2022. We haven't gone back to those lows. All right, so well, let me go over this first. So in my opinion, we are in the same type of cup and handle situation on the monthly. Now, what you'll see is we broke out around December of 2023. So that was the actual breakout. All right. That was the actual breakout. That wasn't the bottom, but the bottom was around like November, October-ish. All right. November went straight up, and then November went straight up, and then December we broke out. Now, you'll see that little small tail right here at the bottom of January. That, in my opinion, was the retest of the trend line. Okay. So that was the retest right there. We didn't go all the way back down, but we don't have to. History tells us we don't have to go all the way back down to retest it. Boom. So now we hit the first price target, and we are above, headed to the chop area right here, which is 5404. We could pull back at that 5404 just like we did over here. But in my opinion, 5404 is the next target, before we probably have like a little small pullback in order to go to 56.79. Okay, so like I said, we could reach price target number 2 before a larger correction. Where will the correction be? Possibly to the 50 SMA, wherever that is. If I'm just kind of trying to, estimate, 50 SMA might be around 43.65, around 43.70 is where the 50 SMA might be. So we might, retrace and come back down there. But in my opinion, right now, if we're looking at the space in between here, we have our next area of resistance / like ideal support for us to go higher. So our resistance right now is 52.67. All right. That's our resistance right now, 52.67. But if we get above that 52.67, that becomes a key area of support for us to reach 54.04. So that's why in, after hours or pre-market, we're looking for us to get above 52.67 so that, we can actually use that as an area of support to launch us to 54.04. Okay. Now, once again, we are headed to 56.79, and then we'll possibly have a correction back down to the 50 SMA, or it could be to the 200 SMA. A correction to the 200 SMA is exactly what I think is probably going to occur. So, like a recessionary type of pullback that will fill all of the gaps from 2020. So I'm expecting around a 60% pullback, because if we get up here and let's just say we pull all the way back down to the 20 SMA, well, around 55 to 60%. Yep, so that's about right. So in my opinion, we'll have like a 60% pullback if it plays out as we expected. So in my opinion, we keep pushing up to 56.79. It might not look pretty, but over the next couple of months, maybe around like August, around like July or August, somewhere around there is, probably when we reach 56.79. I'm banking for August, in my opinion, but I know things don't go perfect. But my analysis tells me maybe July, August, around there is when we hit 56.79. All right. Now, you see what happened here. We pulled back, but what I have is a little bit of data. So, in the last 41 years, okay, in the last 41 years, the monthly 50 SMA has been tested 9 times. Okay, so you'll see we tested right there, tested right there. That's only happened 9 times in the last 41 years. Okay, now we've fallen below the 50 SMA 4 times in the last 41 years. Okay, so we've fallen below and kept dropping 4 times in the last 41 years. And we've fallen far enough to test the monthly 200 SMA, which is in red, 3 times. Okay, 3 times we've broken below this 50 SMA, which is yellow, and fallen far enough to test this 200 SMA 3 times in the last 41 years. All right. Now, we've only broken below the monthly 200 SMA once back in 2008 to 2010. That's only happened 1 time. Okay. So, what I want to show you is right here, we tested that 50 SMA, which is in yellow, on the monthly chart. That's exactly where we knew we were going to bounce at. So a lot of people don't like using SMAs, or no, I'm gonna have my clear chart. Hey, there, whatever I can use to make money and win, that's what I'm going to use, legally, of course. So we have that 50 SMA right there. Boom, that's how we knew. We tested that once. We got two tests right there. We got a third test right there. You'll see it's labeled on the bottom, 4. All right, that was in 2016. You see 2018, 2016. Then we have we fell below and tested the 200 SMA in red in 2011. You see that? Tested that and then kept going. All right. So over here, the reason why I say between 2008 and 2010 is because in 2010 we kind of used those same areas that were support and used those as resistance. So the 200 SMA became a resistance, got above that. 50 SMA became a resistance, couldn't get there, and we fell back, and then we got above it. So I'm only counting when it dropped. All right. So we have the test right here of the 50 SMA, got a lower high, and then we fell below it, broke below the 50 SMA, and then we tested the 200 SMA, which we eventually broke below. That's what happened in 2008. Okay. So you'll see that big drop that happened in 2008 over a 1 year span, roughly 1 year and a half. We dropped like 58%. Okay. So once we drop below there, we drop below the 200 SMA, which is one of the only times that we've done that in the last 41 years. Okay. Now you'll see we've tested the 200 SMA right here after we broke below it. So we tested the 50 SMA, broke below the 50 SMA right here, tested the 200 right here. There's a little space between it, but we know we tested it and then kept running. All right. That happened in the 2000 .com crash. All right, so we tested 50 SMA, couldn't hold above it, fell. All right, then right here in 1990, tested 50 SMA again. In 1987, we tested the 50 SMA. So you'll see that's only happened 9 times in the last 41 years, which is a big deal. So in my opinion, once we get around 56.79, not only will we drop to the 50 SMA, which is in yellow, in my opinion, we're going to drop below that and tap the 200 SMA, which is in red. Okay. Now, if we don't drop below the 50 SMA on the monthly and we just tap it and go higher, I mean, that's fine. I think this will be an ideal time, though, for us to drop below the 50 SMA and reach the 200 SMA, given the fact that commodities are going up, given the fact that, energy sector is, basically raging right now. So a lot of things that are happening that might not affect us until the next few months. So I think that will be a gradual time for us to increase to 56.79 before the ish really hits the fan for us to actually cause that correction or crash. So that's what we're looking at. So just to recap, we have that 52.67 resistance, immediate resistance that we're looking at. If we want to look on a smaller chart, actually I charted this out on another chart, so we'll pull that up. So boom, so that's what we're looking at. 52.67.50. So let's round it off, 52.68. That's what we're looking at getting above to hold that as support so that we can push up to 54.04. So if we go to the daily, we should see how that comes together. Yeah. So we want to push above that and then use that as support so that this can possibly be, a double bottom situation for us to take off higher. And we know if we get above these highs, if we get above all of these highs, boom, we get above all of these highs, that's going to catapult us to 54.04 as well. All right. But this right here would be our, supply zone. So if we do get to that area and get rejected, we know why. Boom, 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 boom. Around like 4 or 5 days, we've gotten rejected at that area. If we just pull this down a little bit, yeah, boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days we've gotten rejected at that area. So in my opinion, that is what we want to get above, and then 54.04 is in sight for ES. So I think that we're going to get above 52.68, use that as support before we start our launch to 54.04. And then you have the bigger picture of 56.79 within the next maybe 4 months. So around like August. All right. So that's my opinion, and happy trading. This video is for educational purposes only and is not financial advice. The speaker's opinions should not be considered as advice from a licensed professional. Viewers should not use this content as a specific inducement to make investments or follow strategies, but rather as an expression of opinion. Follow the rest of the disclaimer, but please do your own research. Make sure you join our free newsletter, The Tycoon Blueprint. Invest smarter, grow faster. All you have to do is click the link below and provide your email to subscribe. Don't forget to join our exclusive trading and investing community where we provide a blend of technical analysis and cutting edge AI technology like AI powered stock predictive flow channels. We have the crypto alerts for breakouts. We have the stock option call outs by AI. They even give you the strike price and the expiration, along with several other features. We also have the trade suggestions from ourselves, the stock suggestions, leap suggestions, call outs from ourselves, economic data updates, and much more. Make sure you click the link below to join. Here's some of the profits from our trading group. We have from 20% all the way up to 4,000%. Now that's an anomaly, but we also have a couple 100% right here, 500, 160 right here. We also have 50%. So we look forward to seeing you in our trading group so you can get some profit as well. Also, whether you're an expert trader in need of a little help, or if you're a novice and you've never traded before, you want to get our accelerated trading course just for $19.97. We have 3 sections in there: foundation, framework, and finishes. Also having a bonus section section with a lot of material that can help you with the investment journey, and it comes with a few ebooks. So this keeps it really simple, hones in on how you can make money now and in the future in the market. So this is really essential if you want to learn and grow. So accelerated trading course, only $19.97. You want to grab that. Lastly, if you or someone you know is interested in futures trading, click that link below for Apex Trader funding and the promo code, input that promo code for 80% off. Now, if you don't have a ton of money, you can get access to between $25,000 and $300,000 per account. All you have to do is pay a small monthly fee, but with the promo code, you'll get 80% off. If you get 20 accounts for $300,000, that's $6 million in trader funding. And all you have to do is pay $2,000 a month. So you get access to $25,000 for your first withdrawal. And after that, you'll get 90% of the profits that you make. So once again, click that link below, put the promo code in, start trading now.